Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have more nostalgic games from me versus Tars from 2016 to show you today. This next series is going to be Paladin that I'm playing. It's a unique Paladin for the time. Now, reminder that going into this tournament, deck lists were closed, so even the casters were unaware of what list I was playing in the tournament. My opponents were unaware as well. And I kind of knew going into this Paladin would be a bit of a hit if I ever got onto stream, and this was my first streamed match. It's an Egg Paladin. So at the time, if we have a look, this was kind of the secret Paladin that people were playing. Just like minions and things, Muster for Battle, Mini-Bot, plus Mysterious Challenger, things like that. But the one I played was a little bit different, and we'll have a look what it looks like during the game, and I can explain a little bit as we see it. So let's get into it.
So going to the next one. Now Jambre, they both have the same classes remaining, except Jambre still with that Shaman. I wonder where the Shaman is going to find its win. Sorrel, do you know how good is the Shaman against something like a Secret Paladin?
As with many matchups, it kind of hinges on the, do you get your Doomhammer? Do they get their Mysterious Challenger? It's a fairly even matchup is what that probably comes down to. It's who gets the strongest draw. Face Shaman, much like Face Hunter, can get to the point where the huge Secret Paladin boards aren't that impressive because they can just force damage to face. But again, Secret Paladin has a lot of cards, like the Zoo with Defender of Argus, that can shut that thing down. Cog Hammer.
Yeah, Cog Hammer is a big
Cog
one.
Hammer, Blessing of King. You get both those things on the same minion, you suddenly have like this huge 9/9 taunt or something. So it's tough, but a strong early start. If you get a 1/3 on turn 1 and you're able to curve out nicely, you can be competitive against their early draws.
Right, so let's see what we get here. Game 2. Wow, what is this?
What?
Novice Engineer.
Okay.
Wow, Innovate costing 2 mana. I forgot that was a thing. Sorry, gaining 2 mana. That was pretty broken. Alright, so there's a little story into why there's a Novice Engineer in this deck. I had to submit deck lists really, really quickly because I was unaware of the tournament deadline and things. So, like I said in the previous video, I was reminded by Frozen that I'd qualified for it. And the deck submission deadline had actually passed by the time I was trying to submit my decks by like an hour or 2. So I literally just grabbed what I was playtesting on Ladder and submitted it in hopes that they would accept it in time, and luckily they did. But I was locked into what I was currently playtesting, which was Novice Engineers, which ultimately were not very good in the deck. But we're stuck with them, so that's why that card's there at least.
Okay, well, we have not seen any Novice Engineers from Paladin decks in this tournament before.
And this looks to be Secret Paladin. We see the Redemption, which is usually a dead giveaway, but we also see Defender of Argus and Abusive Sergeant.
I don't see the synergy.
I'm baffled. Yeah. Turn 1 Redemption, turn 2 Novice Engineer. Go!
Okay. But I mean, we don't know what else is Jambre is playing, and if there's...
Whoa! Dragon Eggs, 2 Blessing of Kings, and a Tyrian 4 Drink. Guys, I'm not smart enough to understand what's going on.
Well, Matt, hello, I'm happy because I got my egg. My Dragon Egg, one of my favourite cards ever in Hearthstone. It was really good in this deck because you have Blessing of Kings, Keeper of Alderman to trade into things and get some value trades. It's very, very good. Tars has got such a good hand here, though. You got turn 1 Shade of Naxxramas is like the nuts. Starts growing really, really quickly. So I'm not going to be very happy to see that.
Have you seen this before?
I don't know what to say, except that I'm really excited to see what else is in there and how it's going to play out. Looks like a little bit of a rough start for Jambre.
My face drops when I see this.
Drop, but it's a little bit early for Tyrian.
I just want to say, I recently cast a tournament that was done live from the PAX floor, which was a kind of a casual open tournament. And we saw a lot of kind of decks like this popping up, because it was just, people at the convention popping up, playing a few casual games of Hearthstone in a tournament that was streamed. That's kind of what this looks like, except this guy is top 16 against a bunch of the best players in the world with it.
I was going to say, can we get replays? I want to see some of these matches, how this goes, because... I mean, you obviously know something is up when you see this, and the shade even comes out. Tar's like, I'm not even going to let this egg get any kind of value. I'm just going to hero power to just get rid of the 2/1. Egg's going down. He does reveal the shade, but from the Paladin, you're not expecting too much.
Yeah, this is such an annoying start for this druid to have, actually, for me. Like, normally you're just free to get on board, the eggs get buffed up and they trade, and you're ahead, but... Shadow next Ramos going first, oof. Going good.
It's like Jackie
Okay, I'm just
Chan,
gonna go
eat your
for the
heart out.
Nerubian
Like, you can have
egg.
Egg Druid all you want. We're sat here playing Egg Paladin right now.
I almost thought we were going to see the coin redemption for the egg.
Oh man, that coin Kings is looking so good for Jambre for the next turn.
And Tars is just thinking, they don't train you to deal with this. This is not something in Hearthstone Academy. You're like, watch out for Egg Paladin.
Yeah.
And
Certainly not something you see every day.
an interesting point, we have seen another Paladin deck.
So you see me like looking to the side there and smiling. The reason for that is because this whole tournament I was kind of waiting to go on broadcast to show off this Paladin deck because no one else was playing it on ladder at the time or in tournaments. So we actually had the broadcast on a delay showing in the bar that we were playing in on a screen to my right. So I was checking a few times during the match to see if it caught up to showing my my deck lists and stuff, just because I wanted to see the reactions. I don't know. I don't think it's caught up yet, but at the time the rules are a bit more lax, I suppose, so we could have the broadcast on while we're playing. Obviously, there was still a delay, so I couldn't really see Tarz's hand or anything. But yeah. That's why you see me sometimes looking to the side.
Deck made by Cross, I believe it is. That's more secret Egg Paladin. But this just appears to be something completely different. We've seen both eggs.
I'm just gobsmacked. You said they don't train Tars to deal with this. No one's trained me to deal with this either. I have no idea what's happening right now, but
all right, here we go.
Coin Kings is about to destroy some dreams right now, but I think this is an incredibly intelligent play from Tars. Plays out the tempo big game hunter, maybe just getting that read on the Blessing of Kings, and now he actually has a potential trade with the egg if he wants to.
Okay. Back in 2016, playing your cards for mana was an intelligent play. Yeah, the alternative was Savage Roar or Hero Power, but back then apparently we just didn't tempo out our stuff. So Tars was revolutionary for playing his 3-mana card on turn 3.
To use Savage Roar to clear.
I think he has to. He's otherwise going to be falling too far behind. The Roar, not that creative a play, but it's the only one that he has.
Absolutely, and just huge heads-up play there from Tars. I was incredibly impressed when I watched his series earlier, and again, this is one of those hidden plays that sometimes people talk about where it doesn't seem like the right play to put a big game hunter on the board right there, but based on the situation and what he was expecting in terms of the Blessing of Kings, it was necessary.
After seeing that...
Alright, we got the egg again. We just saw a Savage Roar come down from Tars. I think I made a note of that in my head.
Big game hunter targets.
Right.
And also, if there's eggs, it's probably more of an aggressive list, so you can't really be holding.
Got the egg redemption.
It happened! We did it! Novice Engineer redemption!
I can't believe it. I did not expect to see this today when I woke up.
Okay, 2-mana Wild Growths in the deck as well. Okay, we got Druid of the Claw, Lotheb. I'm not sure what he goes for here. I imagine it's Druid of the Claw. The taunt.
Tars's eyebrows have totally told the story.
Oh, but I get
he's
such
like
a good
seeing all
play
these
into
things.
this.
He's just like, what am I playing against? And the redemption comes down. There's no way if you're Tars you can possibly expect this to be redemption with a novice engineer on the board. Who does that?
Avenge would make much more sense to this. If he knew what it was, I mean, he would probably, well, maybe 10 also play the 5 drop because he has nothing else to play. But he has to be thinking Avenge.
Jambre's face is just like, yeah, I got him.
Wow.
I got eggs.
This is just mind blowing.
I mean, so Novice Engineer, right? He's got eggs, dragon eggs, Nerubian eggs.
Oh, that's so good. There's Kings plus Abusive Sergeant on the egg. Oh my god.
Abusive Sergeant, etc. in his deck.
Just look at this.
Right.
What is happening?
This is, I don't know, but I'm going to try and finish my thought here. I'm going to try and finish my thought, which is this. So he probably needs additional cycle, and he probably feels like, you know, just Divine Favor, which I assume is in the deck, isn't enough. Why Novice Engineer instead of Loot Hoarder? That's my question.
No.
It's a good question, Sol. I'm not sure the answer to that. But the real answer was I was just trying it at the time. And it just had to stay on the list. Oh, the top deck swipe from Tars is gross here. Very gross. We're in such a commanding lead against all his other plays, I feel like.
I like how last turn, you know, Tars is looking at his options. He sees the Loatheb and the Druid of the Claw, and I feel like he just finally went to the options like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just making a 4-6 taunt. Knock yourself out. But Swipe is a pretty timely draw there. That's exactly what he wants. And for Jambre, it's not even that bad because you've got Muster sitting in hand.
Yep. Right, and Tars, I believe, still doesn't have any information on this secret apart from the fact it's not Repentance. So he's probably considering the various implications of the secrets here, and swiping the Dragon Egg, I believe, is going to bring the Dragon Egg back to life. That's a 0-1 here.
Oh my god, this is amazing. This
is going to be the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the collateral gets dealt at the same time. So.
Interesting.
Sadly,
so much value.
Of course, because the Imgang boss thing before was a bug. And
right.
Yep.
How good would that have been if it was the egg, though?
Well,
speaking of eggs,
you wanted more eggs. We've got more eggs.
Tars is like, no, I already had breakfast. Please stop. Leave me
Okay, I think I probably should hero power here. I think the egg's a mistake. We haven't got any other plays for next turn, so probably weaving in's a bit better.
Jambre with
Kinda
his
hard to
omelet
spend
just
all our
looking
mana.
for a turn 7 and
1-1's a bit better than
period
0-2
followed up.
anyway.
So, I mean, Loatheb hero power seems reasonable. Keeper of the Grove, he may just be terrified out of his skin about eggs at this point, having seen what's happened.
Okay, so you've seen one Abusive Sergeant, I believe. You've seen 2 Blessing of Kings.
Yep.
Maybe you're like, Keeper of Oldemon, second
Right.
Abusive? Like, what am I...
Seal of Champions? Question mark?
Aldor Peacekeeper.
I'm just eating my crisps, playing some cards.
Still, it would have been cool. As I was saying that, I was like, you can't do that to your own minions, can you?
No, you can't. Feels bad.
Alright, this is a big moment right here because Jambre has to find something he can play. Well,
Right.
another chance.
I mean, in this situation, it's better than Loot Hoarder because he's going to get something that he gets to play immediately. So
True.
I guess there's egg on my face.
Oh, no, stop. What?
Yeah.
What is that, Sottle? No.
End up floating mana here. We could have not done
What
that
if
if I hero powered the previous
Okay, so
turn.
Tars has obviously proven, I think of most of the players
that
I've seen
gonna be
thus far,
costing
to
me,
just be an
I
extremely
wonder?
high IQ player. Like, he
Push
understands
one more damage
not
there.
necessarily what to do with his hand, but also what's going on in his opponent's hand. And you have to know that card on the left is probably a Tyrion, right? Because you've seen the Novice Engineer come down. That card has been in there a long time.
That's a really good point. Almost any other card would have been played instead of that one there, right there. So it has to be 8 or more mana. The Loatheb effect does stop some spells, but it has been there for a very long time, like you mentioned.
Although, I mean, we just spent the time bigging it up. But if he thinks that card is Tyrion, there is no way he makes that Keeper of the Grove play here.
Oh yeah, Jambre getting a little bit excited about seeing the Keeper go away just before the Tyrion hits the board.
He's like, everything's working according to plan, and I think we're about to put our faith in the light.
Yeah, that's where it goes, and Tars is not gonna be happy to see this.
So, question if you're Jambre here, are you trading or are you just going for it now?
I mean, I'd love to put at least 2 to face, and plus, since the fact that Druid can gain the extra armor anyway, you know, I really want to set up a situation where this Ashbringer 3 times to face is lethal.
Right.
So I really like pushing face here.
Yeah, I like face as well. One swipe has already been casted, and if there was a swipe from Tars' side, it would have been casted last time.
Right, so he has the combo here, which this is a game changer, right? For Tars, because once his Tyrion goes down, the Paladin has damage over time, obviously over a couple turns, but it's not necessarily going to do as much in the interim compared to Druid combo.
And this is the situation we talked about, but never mind. I'll just hold that thought for a second. That Keeper top deck is huge. That is essentially it's heal for 15, essentially, over the course of the game, destroying that Ashbringer. But the thought previously being, this situation we talked about before, the race situation of an aggro deck. Druid is one of the best decks at threatening to race an aggro deck back, because you can't avoid their minions, because the threat of Savage Roar just becomes too intense.
Right, and that Keeper helps a lot dealing with that Tyrion forging. But good thing for Jambre is that he does have the Defender Cartridge, so he's probably going to be able to protect himself from the combo. Or is that even lethal? Just might be lethal. He has 10 damage. Oh yeah, he's trading, okay.
He's trading, sends 5 to face.
It's 1 off right now with the Defender, right?
Okay. So I'm kind of like losing on board here. I have, what, 8, 9, 11 damage. So actually missing out on the hero power on the previous turn has cost me this game already. If I had done the hero power, I'd already won this game, I think. We'd have lethal here. But what do I do this turn? I think what I end up doing is like Argusing the small stuff to protect my Tyrion. and then I die.
Ooh, competitive spirit too. This is a secret paladin, but not the one we're used to. I even wonder if Mysterious Challenge is in here.
It has to be. You don't play this many paladins. I can understand with all the eggs if you just shove some Avengers in your deck. Sure, that would make sense. But if you're playing the full package, you have to be playing Challenger as well.
Defender of Argus, another card we were talking about.
Taunting the Tyrion just lets the Tyrion die.
About egg activators earlier. This is another one. Unfortunately, that egg
and I
is
think I end up
silenced.
taunting
Nobody
small
home.
stuff and just playing wide things and trying to kill
Defender
him.
of Argus comes down here on the Tyrion and the 1/1, so you're getting... Oh,
no. That is an ambitious
brave.
play.
I mean, okay, we all freak out at that play because we see what's about to happen. From Jambre's perspective, he's staring at 2 cards in his opponent's hand. Is he saying, well, you know, those 2 cards are exactly Force of Nature and Savage Roar? No, probably not.
But maybe it doesn't matter like how he does it, because he's kind of forced to attack with the Tyrion into the low tap anyway, so he would only have 2 toughness. So
very true. That's a really good point as well.
That just might do it unless he uses the Tyrion to kill off him.
All right, super good Hearthstone guys on the desk. Is this enough to kill him?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, maybe this is pro.
Okay.
So we'd already seen a Savage Roar from Tars. I have the Noble Sack up. Maybe I should have just traded the Tyrion into the 5/5 here. Yeah, this is probably a fray.
We've got it. So what the... Oh, he can't attack with face into the Noble Sack, though. Does that make a difference?
It should still be.
So face has to go lethal.
It's pretty annoying he has the full combo
has
after already playing Savage Roar earlier.
Because he can't use his face for
But,
anything.
yeah. Probably shouldn't just leave myself
4 damage
dead
has to
to
go in.
this.
4 damage has to go in. He has 8. No, he's still fine. We're still fine. We're fine. It's okay. Crisis averted. We're fine.
Yeah, it was enough damage. If I killed the Lothar, it wasn't.
All right. So
that does it.
But am I winning? Maybe I'm winning. I might be winning. Yeah, this looks like a throw to me, which is a bit sad to see. I think I did an okay play taunting the 1/3 and the 2/2 over the Tyrion. It was reasonable. I think if I taunt the Tyrion here, we end up with a bit more health and taunt. So maybe I'd survive 2 then as well. We'd end up with 7 health for taunt instead of 3. Which maybe would have kept me alive, I'm not sure. So yeah, probably a throw.
Damage has to go in. He has 8. No, he's still fine. We're still fine. We're fine. It's okay.
I was annoyed he had it, but I think that we could have made ourselves not die to this.
all right, so
And then try and win the game
as we
otherwise.
piece it together very slowly but surely, Tars is going to take a 2-0 lead against Jambre, but what a deck. Obviously, Tars wins. Great. He's up 2-0. I want to talk about this egg deck.
I don't even know what to say. That was certainly not the Paladin deck that we were expecting to see, but it was really cool. If he curved out slightly better, maybe found a slightly better play for his turn 7, I think he would have been able to take it down.
And even
Yeah, I think I threw the game twice, actually. I think my draw was not very good, and Tars' draw was like very, very good. The matchup's normally, if I remember right, was quite good for the Paladin. But yeah, there was 2 mistakes. Missing the hero power, weaving it, cost me the game, and I probably should have played a bit more around the combo just so I didn't die to it. Unlucky, I suppose. Alright, that was game 2, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back for game 3 in the next video. And more nostalgic action. See you in that one.